The Gun by Philip K. Dick. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information, or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Arthur Trinchera. The Gun by Philip K. Dick. The captain peered into the eyepiece of the telescope. He adjusted the focus quickly. "It was an atomic fission we saw, all right," he said presently. He sighed and pushed the eyepiece away. "Any of you who wants to look may do so, but it's not a pretty sight." "Let me look," Chance the archaeologist said. He bent down to look, squinting. Good Lord, he leaped violently back, knocking against the door. The chief navigator. "Why did we come all this way?" Doyle asked, looking around at the other men. "There's no point even landing. Let's go back at once." "Perhaps he's right," the biologist murmured, "but I'd like to look for myself, if I may." He pushed past Chance and peered into the sight. He saw a vast expanse, an endless surface of gray stretching to the edge of the planet. At first he thought it was water, but after a moment he realized it was slag. Pitted, fused slag. Broken only by hills of rock, jutting out at intervals. Nothing moved or stirred. Everything was silent. Dead. "I see," Fomar said, backing away from the eyepiece. "Well, I don't find any lagoons there." He tried to smile, but his lips stayed unmoved. He stepped away and stood by himself, staring past the others. "I wonder what the atmospheric sample will show," Kant said. "I think I can guess," the captain answered. "Most of the atmosphere is poisoned, but didn't we expect all this? I don't see why we're so surprised." "I think I can guess," the captain answered. "Most of the atmosphere is poisoned, but didn't we expect all this? I don't see why we're so surprised. A fission visible as far away as our system must be a terrible thing." He strode off down the corridor, dignified and expressionless. They watched him disappear into the control room. As the captain closed the door, the young woman turned. "What did the telescope show, good or bad?" "Bad. No life could possibly exist. Atmosphere poisoned, water vaporized, all the land fused. Could they have gone underground?" The captain slid back the port window, so that the surface of the planet under them was visible. The two of them stared down, silent and disturbed. Mile after mile of unbroken ruin stretched out, black and slag, hewn and scarred, an occasional hitch of rock. Suddenly Nasha gulped. "Look, over there at the edge, do you see it?" They stared. Something rose up, not rock, not an accidental formation. It was round, a circle of dots, white pellets on the dead skin of the planet. "A city? Buildings of some kind?" "Please turn the ship," Nasha said excitedly. She pushed her dark hair from her face. "Turn the ship and let's see what it is." The ship turned, changing its course. As they came over the white dots, the captain lowered the ship, dropping it down as much as he dared. "Piers," he said. "Piers of some sort of stone. Perhaps poor artificial stone. The remains of a city." "Oh dear," Nasha murmured. "How awful." She watched the ruins disappear behind them. In a half circle, the white squares jutted up from the slag, chipped and cracked, like broken teeth. "There is nothing alive," the captain said at last. "I think we'll go back now. I know most of the crew want to. Get the government receiving station on the sender and tell them what we found and that we staggered." The first atomic shell struck the ship, spinning it around. The captain fell to the floor, crashing into the control table. Papers and instruments rained down on him. As he started to his feet, the second shell struck. The ceiling cracked open, struts and girders twisted, and he bent. The ship shuddered, falling suddenly down, then righting itself as automatic controls took over. Captain lay on the floor by the smashed control board. In the corner, Nasha struggled to free herself from the debris. Outside, the men were already sealing the gaping leaks inside of the ship, through which the precious air was rushing, dissipating into the void beyond. "Help me!" Dora was shouting. "Fire over here! Wiring ignited!" Two men came running. Jonas watched helplessly, his eyeglasses broken and bent. "So this is life here after all," he said, half to himself, but open. "Give us a hand," Fomar said. "Hurrying past, give us a hand." "We got to on the ship." It was night. A few stars glinted above them, winking through the drifting silt that blew across the surface of the planet. All peered out, frowning. What place to be studying? I was wearing a pressure suit. There were still many small leaks, and radioactive particles from the atmosphere that already found their way into the ship. Nasha and Fomar were sitting at the table in the control room, pale and sullen, studying inventory lists. "Low in carbohydrates," Fomar said. "We can break down sugar fats if we want to, but I wonder if we could find anything outside." Nasha looked to the window. "How uninviting it looks." She paced back and forth, very slender and small, her face dark with fatigue. "What do you suppose in exploring? What do you find?" Fomar shrugged. "Not much. A few weeds growing in cracks here and there. Nothing we can use. Anything that would work for this environment would be toxic. Lethal." Nasha paused, rolling her cheek. There was a deep scratch there, still red and swollen. "How do you explain it?" "According to your theory, the inhabitants must have died in their skins, fried like yams. But who fired on us? Somebody detected us. Made a decision, aimed a gun. Engaged distance," the captain said feebly from the cot in the corner. They turned toward him. "That's the bottom reason. The first shell put us out of commission. The second almost destroyed us. They were well aimed. Perfectly aimed. They're not such an easy target." General Fomar nodded. "Well, perhaps we'll know the answer before we leave here. What a strange situation. All our reasoning tells us that no life could exist. The whole planet burned dry. The atmosphere itself gone, completely poisoned. But how could fire the projectiles survive?" Nasha said. "Why not the people?" "It's not the same. Metal doesn't deteriorate. Metal doesn't get leukemia from radioactive particles. Metal doesn't need food and water." There was silence. "A paradox," Nasha said. "Anyhow, in the morning, I think we should send out a search party. Meanwhile, we should keep on trying to get the ship in condition for the ship out. It'll be days before we can take off," Fomar said. "We should keep every man working hard. We can't afford to send out a party." Nasha smiled a little. "We'll send you in the first party. Maybe you can discover why it was you're so interested in. Lagoons. Edible lagoons. Maybe you can find some of them only what? Watch out. They fired on us once without even knowing who we were or what we did. Do you suppose that they fought with each other? Perhaps they couldn't imagine anyone being friendly under any circumstances. What a strange evolutionary trait. Interspecies warfare. Fighting within the race. We'll know in the morning, Fomar said. Let's get some sleep." The sun came out chill in the store. The three people, 2 men and a woman, stepped through the court, dropping down on the hard ground below. "What a day," Doyle said humbly. "I said how glad I'd be to walk on firm ground again, bro." "Come on," Nasha said, up beside me. "I want to say something to you." "Would you excuse us, Stance?" Stance nodded gloomily. Doyle caught up with Nasha. They walked together, their shoes punching the ground underfoot. Nasha glanced at him. "Listen, Carlton is dying. No one knows except the two of us. By the end of the day period, this planet will be dead. The shock did something to his heart. He was almost 60, you know. That's bad. I have a great deal of respect for him. I will be captain in his place, of course. Since you're vice captain now. No, I prefer to see someone else leave. Perhaps you would fall higher. I've been thinking over the situation, and it seems to me that I should declare myself committed to one of you. Whichever one of you wants to be captain. Then I can have all the responsibility. Well, I don't want to be captain. Let it fall, Modular. Nasha studied her. On the studying along beside her in his precious suit. I'm rather partial to you, she said. We might try it for a time at least. The days you like. Look, we're coming to something. We stopped walking, letting Terrence catch up. In front of them was some sort of a ruined building. Doll stared around. Do you see? This whole place is a natural hall. A huge valley. See how the rock formation runs up on all sides, protecting the floor? Maybe some of the great glass was deflected here. They wandered around the ruins, picking up rocks and fragments. I think this was a farm, Answer. Examining a piece of wood. This was part of the tower. Really? Masha took the stick and turned it over. Interesting. Well, let's go beyond much time. Look, Laurel said suddenly. Off there, a long way. Isn't that something? He pointed. Masha sucked in her breath. The white stones. What? Masha looked at the doll. The white stones. The great broken teeth we saw. The captain knife from the control room. She touched Doll's arm gently. That's where they fired from. I didn't think we had landed so close. What is it? Terrence said, coming up to them. I'm almost blind without my glasses. What do you see? You see? Where they fired from? Oh. All three of them stood together. Well, let's go, Terrence said. There's no telling what we'll find there. Well, found it, huh? Wait, you don't know what we would be getting into. Must have controlled us. They probably have seen us already, for that matter. They probably have seen the ship itself. They probably know right now where they can find it. We can blow it up. So what difference does it make whether we go closer or not? That's true, Masha said. If they really want to do this, we have a chance. We have no one to see how we know that. I don't have one to say. Well, let's go up there. I suppose you're right, Terrence. But let's stay together, Terrence said nervously. Masha, you're going too fast. Masha looked back. She laughed. If we expect to get there by nightfall, we must go fast. They reached the outskirts of the city at about the middle of the afternoon. The sun, cold and yellow, hung above them on the cold sky. Dora stopped at the top of the ridge overlooking the city. Well, there it is, what's left of it. There was not much left. The huge concrete piers, which they had noticed were not piers at all, but the ruined foundations of buildings. They had been baked by the searing heat. Baked and charred, almost to the ground. Nothing else remained. Only this irregular circle of white squares, perhaps 4 miles in diameter. Joel spat in disgust. More wasted time. A dead skeleton of a city, that's all. But it was from here that the firing came, Chance murmured. Don't forget that. And by someone with a good eye and a great deal of experience, Nasha added. Let's go. They walked into the city between the ruined buildings. No one spoke. They walked in silence, listening to the echo of their footsteps. It's macabre, Laurel muttered. I've seen ruined cities before, but they died of old age. Old age and fatigue. This was killed. Seared to death. This city didn't die. It was murdered. I wonder what the city was called, Nasha said. She turned aside, going up to the remains of a stairway from one of the foundations. Do you think we might find a signpost? Some kind of plaque? She peered into the ruins. There's nothing there, Doyle said impatiently. Come on. Nasha bent down, touching a concrete stone. There's something inscribed on this. What is it? Can't hurry up. He squatted in the dust, running his gloved fingers over the surface of the stone. Letters, all right. He
took a writing stick from the pocket of his pressure suit and copied the inscription on a bit of paper. Dog glanced over his shoulder. The inscription was, Franklin Apartments. That's the city, she said softly. That was his name. Hans put the paper in his pocket. After a time, Doral said, "Oh, sure you know? I think we're being watched. But don't look around. The woman's sniffing." "Oh? Why do you say that? Do you see something?" "No. I can feel it, though, don't you?" "No, she smoked." "I feel nothing." But perhaps I'm used to being stared at. She turned her head slightly. "Oh." Doral reached for his hand weapon. "What is it? What do you see?" Hans had stopped dead in his tracks, his mouth half open. "The gun," Nasha said. "It's the gun." "Look at the size of it." "The size of the thing?" Doral unfastened his hand weapon slowly. "That's it, all right." The gun was huge, stark, immense, and pointed up at the sky. A massive steel and glass set on a huge slab of concrete. Even as they watched, the gun moved on its swivel base, whirring underneath. A slim vane turned with the wind, a network of rods atop a high claw. "It's alive," Nasha whispered. "It's listening to us, watching us." The gun moved again, this time clockwise. It was mounted so that it could make a full circle. The barrel lowered a trifle, then resumed its original position. "But who fires it?" Dan said. Doral laughed. "No one. No one fires it." They stared at him. "What do you mean?" "It fires itself." They couldn't believe him. Nasha came close to him, frowning, looking up at him. "I don't understand." "What do you mean it fires itself?" "Watch. I'll show you." "Don't move." Doral picked up a rock from the ground. He hesitated a moment, and then tossed the rock high in the air. The rock passed in front of the gun. Instantly, the great barrel moved. The veins contracted. The rock fell to the ground. The gun paused, then resumed its calm circle. Its slow circling. "You see?" Doral said. "It noticed the rock as soon as I threw it up in the air. It's alert to anything that flies or moves above ground level. Probably it detected us as soon as we entered the gravitational field of the planet. It probably had a bead on us from the start. We don't have a chance. It knows all about the ship. It's just waiting for us to take off again." "I understand about the rock," Nasha said, nodding. "The gun noticed it, but not us. Since we're on the ground, not at that. It's only designed to combat objects in the sky. The ship is safe until it takes off again, then the end will come." "But what's this gun for?" Chance put in. "There's no one alive here. Everyone is dead." "It's a machine," Doral said. "A machine that was made to do a job. And it's doing the job. How it survived the blast, I don't know. On it goes, waiting for the enemy. Probably they came by air in some sort of projectiles." "The enemy," Nasha said. "Their own race. It's hard to believe that they really bombed themselves. Fired it themselves." "Well, it's over with. Except right here where we're standing. This one gun, still alert. Ready to kill. We'll go on until it wears out. And by that time we'll be dead," Nasha said bitterly. "There must have been hundreds of guns like this," Doral murmured. "He must have been used to the sight. Guns, weapons, uniforms. Probably they accept it as a natural thing. Part of their lives, like eating and sleeping. An institution like the church and the state. Men trained to fight, to lead armies. A regular profession. Honored, respected." Hans was walking slowly toward the gun, peering nearsightedly up at it. "Quite complex, isn't it? All those veins and tubes. I suppose this is some sort of a telescopic sight." His gloved hand touched the end of the long tube. Instantly the gun shifted, the barrel reacting. It swung. "Don't move," Doral cried. The barrel swung across them as they stood rigid and still. For one terrible moment it hesitated over their heads, clicking and whirring, settling into position. Then the sounds died out, and the gun became silent. Hans smiled foolishly inside his helmet. "I must have put my finger over the lens. I'll be more careful." He made his way up onto the circular saw, slipping gingerly behind the body of the gun. He disappeared from view. "Where did he go?" Nasha said irritably. "He'll get us all killed." "Hans, come back!" Doral shouted. "What's the matter with you?" "In a minute." There was a long silence.
At last the archaeologist
Appeared.
I think I found something.
Come up, I'll show you.
What is it? Doral, you said the man
Was here to keep the enemy off.
I think I know why
They wanted to keep the enemy off.
they were puzzled. I think I found
What the gun is supposed to guard.
Come and give me a hand. Alright, Doral said. Okay, let's go. He sees Marshall's hand.
Come on, let's see what he's found.
They
might be finished.
huge boxes and crates.
Package.
He stared into the dark.
Yawning hole.
What is it?
Nasha clicked
On her hand lamp, shining the beam.
beam down the stairs.
The steps were thick with dust and rubble. At the bottom was a steel door.
Come on.
Chance said excitedly.
He started down the stairs.
They watched him reach the door
And pulled hopefully on it.
without success.
Give it a hand.
Alright,
They came
gingerly after him.
Doral examined the door.
It was bolted shut.
Locked.
There was an inscription on the door.
But he could not read it.
Now what?
Nasha said.
Doral took out his handwriting.
Stand back.
I can't think of any other way.
He pressed the switch.
Bottom of the door glowed.
Red.
Presently it began to crumble. Doral clicked the weapon off.
I think we can get through.
Let's try.
The door came apart easily.
In a few minutes
They had carried it away in pieces.
and stacked the pieces
Pieces on the first step.
Then they went on.
Flashing the light ahead of them.
We were in a vault.
Dust lay everywhere.
On everything.
Inches thick.
Wood crates lined the walls.
Huge boxes and crates.
Packages and containers. Chance looked around curiously.
His eyes bright.
What exactly
On all these, he murmured. Something valuable, I would think.
He picked up a round
Drum and opened it.
A spoon fell to the floor.
Unwinding
A
the
black ribbon.
He examined it.
Holding it up to the light.
Look at this.
They came around him.
Pictures,
Nasha said, 10 pictures. Records of some kind.
Chance closed the
Spool up and then come again.
Look.
Hundreds of drawings.
He flashed the light around.
And those
Crates, let's open one.
The door was already
Already prying at the wood.
the wood had turned brittle and dry.
He managed to
Pull section away.
It was a picture.
A boy in a blue garment, smiling pleasantly, staring ahead, young and handsome.
He seemed almost alive.
Ready to move toward
In
them.
the light of the hand lamp.
It was one of them.
One of
The
the
women's race.
the race that had perished. For a long time they stared at the picture.
The last door.
Doral replaced the board. All these other crates, Nasha said.
More pictures.
And these drums.
What are in the boxes?
This is their treasure.
Can't
Said
say.
almost to himself.
Here are the pictures.
Their records.
Probably all
Their
their
literature is here.
their stories, their myths,
Their ideas about the universe.
and their history.
Nasha said.
We'll be able to trace their development
And find out what it was
that made them become what they were. Joel was wandering around the vault. Odd, he murmured.
Even at the end. Even after they had begun to
Fight, they still knew
someplace down inside them.
that the real treasure was this. Their books and pictures, their myths. Even after their big cities and buildings and industries were destroyed, they probably hoped to come back and find this.
After everything else was gone.
When we get back home, we can agitate for permission to come here.
Chance said.
All this can be loaded up and taken back. We'll be leaving about... He stopped.
Yes.
Doral said dryly.
We'll be leaving about.
3 day periods from now.
We'll fix the ship.
And take off.
Soon we'll be home, that is.
If nothing happens.
Like being shot down by the...
Oh, stop it.
Nasha said impatiently.
Leave him alone.
He's right. All this must be
Taken back home sooner or later.
We'll have to solve the
Problem will be done.
We have no choice.
Doral nodded.
What's your solution then?
As soon as we leave the
The ground
ground,
will be shot down.
his face twisted bitterly. They've guarded their treasure too well.
Instead of being preserved,
Right until it rots.
it serves them right.
How?
Don't you see?
This was the only way they knew.
Building a gun
And sending it up to shoot anything
anything that came along by.
they were so certain
That everything was hostile.
the enemy coming to take
Their possessions away from them.
well, they didn't keep them.
Nasha was in deep
Thought. Her mind
far
far
away.
Suddenly she gasped.
Doral, she said,
What's the matter with us?
we had no problem.
The gun is no menace at all. The two men stared at her. No menace, Darrell said. It's already shot us down once. Don't you see? Marshall began to laugh. The poor foolish gun is completely harmless. Even I could deal with it alone. You? Her eyes were flashing. With a crowbar, with a hammer, or a stick of wood. Let's go back to the ship and load up. Of course we're at its mercy in the air. That's the way it was made. It can fire into the sky, shoot down anything that flies, but that's all. Against something on the ground, it has no defenses. Isn't that right? Darrell nodded slowly. The soft underbelly of the dragon. In the legend, the dragon's armor doesn't cover its stomach. He began to laugh. That's right. That's perfectly right. Let's go then, Musher said. Let's get back to the ship. We have work to do here. It was early the next morning when they reached the ship. During the night, the captain had died, and the crew had buried his body according to custom. They had stood solemnly around it until the last ember died. As they were going back to their work, the woman and the two men appeared, dirty and tired, still excited. And presently from the ship, a line of people came, each carrying something in his hands. The line marched across the gray slag, an eternal expanse of fused metal. When they reached the weapon, they all fell on the gun at once, with crowbars, hammers, anything that was heavy and hard. The telescopic sights shattered into bits. The wiring was pulled out, torn to shreds. The delicate gears were smashed, dented. Finally the warheads themselves were carried off, and the firing pins removed. The gun was smashed, the great weapon destroyed. The people went down into the hall and examined the treasure. With its metal armor guarding the bed, there was no danger any longer. They studied the pictures, the films, the crates of books, the jeweled crowns, the cups, the statues. At last, as the sun was dipping into the gray mist that drifted across the planet, they came back to the stairs again. For a moment they stood around the wrecked gun, looking at the unmoving outline of it. Then they started back to the ship. There was still much work to be done. The ship had been badly hurt. Much had been damaged and lost. The important thing was to repair it as quickly as possible and get into the air. With all of them working together, it took us 5 more days to make it spaceworthy. Masha stood in the control room, watching the planet fall away behind them. She folded her arms, sitting down on the edge of the table. What are you thinking? Darrell said. Nothing. Are you sure? I was thinking that there must have been a time when this planet was quite different, when there was life on it. I suppose it was. It is unfortunate that no ships from our system came this far, but then we had no reason to suspect intelligent life until we saw the fission glow in the sky. And then it was too late. Not quite too late. After all, their possessions, their music, books, their pictures, all of that will survive. We'll take them home and study them, and they'll change us. We won't be the same afterwards. Their sculpturing especially. Did you see the one with the great winged creature, without a hair or arms? Broken off, I suppose, but those wings of it, very old. It will change us a great deal. When we come back, we won't find the gun waiting for us, Nasha said. This time it won't be there to shoot us down. We can land and take the treasure, as you call it. She smiled at the door. You'll lead us back here, as a good captain should. Captain? Darrell grinned. Then you've decided. Nasha shrugged. Farmer argues too much with me. I think all in all, I really prefer you. Then let's go. Darrell said, let's get back home. The ship roared up, flying over the rim of the city. It turned in a huge arc, and then shot off beyond the horizon, heading into outer space. Down below, in the center of the ruined city, the single half-broken detector vane moved slightly, catching the roar of the ship. The base of the great gun throbbed painfully, straining to turn. After a moment, a red warning light flashed on down inside its destroyed works. And a long way off, 100 miles from the city, another warning light flashed on, far underground. Automatic relays flew into action. On the ground above, the section of metal flags slipped back. A ramp appeared. A moment later, a small car pushed to the surface. The cart turned toward the city. The second car appeared behind it. It was loaded with wiring cables. Behind it, a third car came, loaded with telescopic probe sights. Behind came more carts, some with relays, some with firing controls, some with tools and parts, screws and bolts, pins and nuts. The final one contained atomic warheads. The carts lined up behind the first one, the lead cart. The lead cart started off across the frozen ground, bumping calmly along, followed by the others, moving toward the city, to the damaged gun. End of The Gun by Philip K. Dick. Read by Arthur Trinchera. The Gun by Philip K. Dick. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by